Normally, the throwaway mystery at the start of the book is super exciting, but this time, it's actually kind of boring, which makes me glad it's just one chapter long. The Hardys are in a formula car race for people under age 20. Because, yeah, let's just give teenagers who have no driving experience formula cars. The culprit has a bomb, which will go off when a car reaches 175 miles per hour. We don't know who the culprit is, or why they did this. Joe stops the race by purposely crashing his car.
Argo Funk Book Review, Argo Funk Book Review.
Just like books 4 and 7, Vijay Patel delivers a pizza to the Hardys. He hid their next mission underneath the pizza. I hope he put the folder and game cartridge inside a plastic bag first, because otherwise they're probably going to get covered with grease. Even worse, the pizza might get ruined. Today's mission is to investigate the death of Roy Duffy, a student at Eagle River Academy. The official story is that he died from a heart condition, but ATAC is pretty sure he died as part of a hazing ritual. The school has intense hazing going back decades. They dress up in robes and take first years down to a locked cellar for torture sessions. It's surprisingly similar to detention in the Harry Potter books. For once, ATAC arranged an alibi. Frank and Joe are part of a 2-week exchange program for high schoolers. While moving in, they see 2 of the masters yell at the servants for bringing the wrong kind of food. As punishment, they sit on the servants and force them to do 50 push-ups each. Our suspects are the 4 masters in the dorm. Wes August thinks it's hilarious to boss first years around. Keith Brownlee wants revenge for the punishment he went through as a first year. Douglas Stilson snaps under pressure from his father. Liam Sullivan hated the victim and stole his girlfriend as soon as he was dead. Frank insists that they be given the first year treatment. The masters tie them up and drag them to the cellar, where they murder Frank and force Joe to drink his blood. He's not really dead, it's a prank, with a nasty drink mixture. The man in charge of the dorm is Mr. Deal, a wimpy history teacher who's covered with scars. No one pays attention during his classes, and he's too timid to stop the hazing. Whenever he sees it, he walks away without saying a word. In his office, the Hardys find cigarettes and a record of every hazing activity. There's one where they tied up the servants, coated them with peanut butter, and left them in the cellar with rats overnight. That is not okay. The Hardys should steal this notebook and go directly to the police. The other servants confirm that Roy died in the cellar. He was taken there for punishment because he messed up Liam's shirt. That should make Liam the top suspect, but Liam punishes Joe by making him do a single push-up. It's such a light punishment, Joe's convinced Liam's a nice guy, not a murderous psycho. When a servant brings Keith the wrong-colored toothbrush, Keith goes out of control. He forces the servant to do jumping jacks with socks in his mouth. The servant almost dies because he has asthma. The Hardys could easily say, "Stop, he has asthma, you are killing him!" Instead, they cause a distraction by mouthing off. The Hardy Boys love mouthing off to people, after all. The Hardys tell Mr. Deal about the near-death incident. He promises to tell the dean, but he doesn't. Frank confirms this by breaking into the dean's office. Frank picks the lock with chewing gum. I had no idea you could make a functioning key out of gum. When I was in high school, people would put gum in locks to destroy them as a mean-spirited prank. At a dance, they learn more about the victim's girlfriend, Emma. When she tried to dump him, he blackmailed her into dating him. Liam currently has the blackmail evidence as part of a creepy shrine to everything Emma's ever touched. When the Hardys ask Emma about the victim, she makes up an excuse to leave immediately. That night, Liam punishes the Hardys for talking to his girlfriend without permission. The Hardys are thrown into a lake and forced to swim to shore. They have to do that blindfolded with their arms tied. I'm not sure I could do that. Frank drowns. Literally, he sinks to the bottom and doesn't come up again. He spends an unknown amount of time not breathing. In real life, he'd probably be dead, but Joe finds him in the bottom of the lake in pitch blackness, and Frank gets CPR. The Hardys read Mr. Deal's hazing record. The entry for the night of the murder is about a servant being cut with a knife. The Hardys realize this notebook is about Mr. Deal when he was a student. That's how he got scars on his face. It's a pretty big coincidence that the murder and the scarring incident took place on the exact same date, several years apart. Emma tries to convince Joe that Liam isn't a murderer, even though Liam just tried to kill Frank. The hazing group has a meeting where they officially disavow the lake incident. Liam and the others are punished by being forced to drink the nasty blood mixture. When Liam has it, he starts convulsing wildly. Frank recognizes this as nicotine poisoning and realizes Mr. Deal is the culprit. He puts cigarettes in the building's blender in order to taint the blood mixture. His plan was to publicly expose the school's hazing rituals by creating a medical emergency. It's amazing he kept going with the plan after someone died. At the very least, you think he would lower the nicotine dosage? But he didn't. Mr. Deal is arrested, hazing is officially outlawed by the school, and all the boys are sentenced to 60 hours of community service. The end. Post-book follow-up. The theme song for this mission is the American Idol theme song. I don't know how that's connected to the mystery. This was a good book. Unlike many other books in the series, it's not just a bunch of death sequences. The focus is on the mystery and characters. I thought the book did a good job of balancing everything, and it kept my interest the whole way through. There are also clever jokes that take advantage of the multiple narrators. The pop culture references hold up surprisingly well, or at least better than last book's constant Paris Hilton stuff. Although I would point out, the show is called Aqua Teen Hunger Force, not just Aqua Teen. Aqua Teen sounds like a show based on Aquaman's weird high school years. I give Hardy Boys Undercover Brothers number 14, Hazed, a 9 out of 10.